she should tell you that she wants me back, tell her no, I gotta go. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. But right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. And if you should see her, please let her know that I'm well, as you can tell. And if she should tell you that she wants me back, tell her no, I gotta go. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light. I just wanna dance the night away with senoritas who can sway. Right now tomorrow's looking bright, just like the sunny morning light.
It's the Franklin Show from Franklin with your favorite pup, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Sinatra Seltzer, and his owner, the infamous Michael Seltzer. I'm your Doc, Doug Podell, professional announcer, and no money was exchanged for this announcement. Trust me. Here's Franklin.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I am very pleased to be in the presence of somebody that I admire greatly. And that's the only reason I do this show, is to have people on that I admire greatly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Max Abrams. He is a saxophone extraordinaire with the great band, the Mavericks. He is a producer. He is an arranger. He's also an amateur photographer. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So Max, welcome
Yeah.
to the Franklin Show.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Franklin is at my feet right now, resting as we begin the celebration of a new year, and he needs to rest up because, fasting is not the easiest thing in the world. So you're home right now in between tours. Home is where?
Yes. Home is Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee, a fine music capital.
I love it, man. I've been here for it'll be 26 years this year.
Wow.
And it's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start at the beginning.
Sure.
Let's talk about your musical past before you began with the great Mavericks.
Sure. So my parents had a band, and they rehearsed in our basement in a little town called Lynchburg, Virginia. And I was very lucky that Lynchburg had an absolutely amazing school band program. Jim Meredith was my first band teacher. Frank Coffey was my first saxophone teacher. Virginia is lousy with amazing musicians. It's a real gift. And I always, I had amazing teachers. John Dirth, Gunnar Mossblad. It was just a very fortunate set of circumstances. So I had great teachers and I had people to play with. I was always in bands in high school. I went to college, and then I moved here immediately afterwards. And music is a funny thing because there's no, we don't really have a test you pass or boards or certifications. You just go out and you start playing, and you meet people, and you kind of make your way forward. And my first 4 years, that's what I did, man. I put the horn in the car every night and went and played with whoever would have me. I met great guys along the way, like Jeff Coffin, that were super helpful in my journey. And then got signed to a band, or within a band that got a record deal, and that fell through, and then ended up in another band and toured with them for a while, and that fell through. And but at every step along the way, just kept learning and growing, and making as much music as I could with great folks. And then about 15 and a half years ago now, I got the call to play with the Mavericks. So that was part of the journey, and the other half has been making my own records with great folks. We'll talk about that in a minute, but also the opportunity to make original music with some of the best in the world. We really do have just an astonishingly great cast of players in Nashville. It's a real gift, and that's been a great journey too, sort of exploring that path and growing along that one too. So that's it in kind of a nutshell, man.
That's
That's
a
the quick
good
version.
nutshell, and
Yeah.
impressive. And so you got the call
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And had you known and been a part of the Mavericks sphere, or was that out of the blue?
No. So it's kind of a neat story. If there are any Mavericks fans watching, the Mavericks made a great live DVD called Live from Austin. It's a pretty legendary
Oh
piece of
yeah.
work. Jeff Coffin, who's now with the Dave Matthews Band, was called in at the last second to play saxophone with them. And Jeff is on some of the records. Then the Mavericks always had horns as a part of their music. So a lot of the horn players here in Nashville recorded with them. When the Mavericks got back together, they called Jeff to see if he wanted to come out and play with them. Jeff, of course, at that point was fairly busy with a little group called the Dave Matthews Band. You might have heard of them. They've done pretty well for themselves. So Jeff was busy, but he very kindly recommended me and a trumpet player named Matt White. And Matt called me. I remember where I was. I was in the corner of 12th and Porter in Nashville when Matt called and said, "Hey, do you want to play with this band called the Mavericks?" I said, "Call them back and say yes. Don't say anything else. Just say yes, and we'll figure it out as we go, man." And it's been one of the great musical joys of my life.
I always say there ain't nothing like a Mavericks party. I
Nothing.
mean, that band is just, and it's hard to define them. They're a
Oh
country
yeah.
crossover, right? But
Hmm.
they're more than that.
So much more.
They are spectacular, and I have become a huge fan of,
Sure.
of the band, and have followed them all over, seen them innumerable times. And what I love in particular, because I love the horn section of
Yeah,
any
it's a good
band,
bunch.
Van
You're a
Mor-
good man.
Van Morrison has a phenomenal horn section, and I love all
Hmm.
those guys. But
Hmm.
as Raul is so generous with
Yes.
all of his performers,
Hmm.
to allow each of you to completely take over the stage and do
Yeah.
these long, elaborate solos.
Hmm.
And the horn section just blows the roof off any joint they're in.
Oh yeah, it's a
And
good bunch, man.
so I enjoy watching you and the other members of the horn section and the accordion and the entire energy of that
Yeah.
band,
Hmm.
just spectacular.
Thank you.
So that's a huge compliment to you that you were asked to perform in
Yeah.
this legendary band,
Yeah.
and you've been on that stage now with them for over a decade,
Hmm.
and so now unfortunately we're at a crossroads, and we might as well let this out because people know
Sure.
there are
They do.
tremendous numbers of Mavericks fans that will be tuning into this broadcast because I've been promoting it all over. Raul has entered a new phase of his cancer diagnosis, and
Yes.
this sounds pretty serious. And we are all going to pray in mass, but
Absolutely.
he has canceled the upcoming tour dates. I was looking forward to seeing you guys shortly in Arizona, and
Yeah.
that isn't going to be happening. I understand that. So
Mhm.
prayers to Raul and
Mhm.
and a recovery, but we all know that the situation right now is pretty serious.
It
So,
is.
and so, making the best of that, we will dedicate this program. We'll be showing some Mavericks performances. You'll
Oh,
be getting
great.
the spotlight big time,
Thank
as
you.
will Eddie and Jerry and Paul and the rest of the band, because
Sure.
it's an unbelievable experience. Now, along the way, you've also done a lot of photography, which I'm intrigued
Yeah.
by. Your book, Seeing Things, is a spectacular read.
Oh,
And
thank you.
and if the folks out there don't know about it, go out. I'm assuming it's on Amazon, yeah?
Well, everything is on my webpage. If you
Okay,
just go to maxabramsmusic.com, they're not on Amazon, Michael, because I just have to. I like to ship it myself. I know that sounds weird, but I sign it. Everyone is numbered
really?
with a note for me, and it's just it's a weird little thing. But no, no Amazon.
Okay.
I put it all in the mail myself. So yeah, just go to maxabramsmusic.com. You can see them. They're a blast.
And I will be doing the very same thing because I want a copy. And now that I know you're going to sign it, it's even more impressive. And I'm a
Yeah,
notary. I'm a notary, so I'll notarize your signature.
fabulous. Thanks, sir.
It's a great book. Like I say, I haven't seen it yet, but I've read
Yeah,
enough about it to know that
sure.
every stop you've made along the tours, you've
Hmm.
taken great photographs
Yeah.
of the locations you're in, and I mean, this is a band who does 150 gigs a year, right?
Yeah. Well, the great gift of the Mavericks and the great gift of music really is the travel. I grew up in a very small town in South Central Virginia, and I've been to Europe with the band 50 times. The the neat thing is that one of the biggest hits the band ever had was in the UK. So every year, we would tour the United Kingdom, we would tour the Netherlands. We've just done so much beautiful traveling, and the joy of it for me was getting off the bus in a new place every day and seeing it with fresh eyes. It's always funny when Mavericks fans or anyone comes to Nashville, they always say to me, "Nashville is so beautiful." And I say, "Really?" Because I see it every day. But just sort of the joy of seeing something for the first time, and everyone has a camera in their pocket now. So I would just start taking these pictures, and uh, there's a lot of beauty in our country,
Oh,
certainly.
yeah.
There's Montana. The West has been amazing. The
Right.
West Coast there's beauty everywhere, and being able to kind of capture that and share it with folks has been a joy that I didn't expect.
What
But
about
a great one.
venues? Do you have a favorite venue? A lot of people come to Detroit and play at
Oh,
the Fox Theater,
hell
and
yeah.
I have seen band members who have just been in awe of the beauty of the Fox Theater in Detroit.
It's
And
extraordinary. It really is
yeah,
an amazing room. Detroit has so many gifts, and to be able to just spend time there, especially in the downtown, and to watch it
yeah,
bloom. I've been touring Detroit since 2000, um, and to just watch the renaissance that's happening there, and the belief that the people have in the city, and really putting their time and their energy and their money into rebuilding one of America's great cities is something that I've just been able to see on
yeah.
a block by block basis, and it's just the neatest thing, man. I love that town, and
Well, as you
I
know, I'm a born and raised Detroiter,
ah,
and
beautiful.
Franklin is a Detroiter,
Yep,
and you have family here in Detroit that I
I
know.
do. Hmm.
And so I share with you the renaissance of the city of Detroit. It's quite impressive. Quite
It
impressive.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
All
neat
right.
thing to be a
So now let's talk about Max Abrams today. You're releasing new
Sure.
material,
I
and
am.
yeah. So let's speak to that.
Let's do it, man. So by the time this broadcast comes out, I have a record called Samba Americana, and the whole thought, in my 25 years in Nashville, was that there were all of these amazing classic country tunes that were never recorded as part of what we call, American standards. When you think about Ella Fitzgerald, Sinatra,
Mhm.
Coltrane, Miles Davis, they defined an era of American music. A lot of the music from Nashville is every bit as sophisticated and beautiful. It never quite crossed over into that tradition. So for years, I would hear these tunes and think, man, that would make such a great bossa nova. I'm a big Stan Getz and Paul Desmond fan. I think, man, that would be such a great bossa. And I sort of held on to these tunes. And when the time was right, and I felt like I was at a point in my own journey where I was ready to do it, we started working on these things and put together. It's a neat little hybrid of classic country and Brazilian bossa nova and samba, and it's been just an absolute blast to make it and to share it now is something that I'm really looking forward to.
And it's going to hit Spotify when?
So the first single actually is a song that I got to know through the Mavericks. We do a great version of Neil Young's classic Harvest Moon. It's a moment on stage with Raoul that I think a lot of the folks listening will have been a part of. It just glows, and I, as you mentioned earlier, the man is very generous with the stage, so I always got to play a solo on that tune. But I would always kind of think, man, this melody is so good. This would be a really neat thing to explore on the horn. So the first single is going to be Harvest Moon, which should be coming out. By the time this comes out, it'll be available everywhere, Spotify. And if you're a vinyl person, it's on the record. It's easy to get to. But it'll be streaming everywhere.
That's awesome. And
It's
then
fun, man.
and then the rest of this compilation will be available shortly thereafter.
Yeah, we'll be putting out a song a month. If you want to hear everything sooner, reach out. I'd be happy to share it with you. But yeah, everything's coming out in its time.
And so people can go on your website and find out release information as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man. I am so happy for you and happy that you've landed where you've landed. You are an extremely talented saxophone player.
That's very kind of you, Michael.
I'll tell you, there's something about a guy wailing on a saxophone. I have many favorites. Candy Dolfer is among them.
She's great.
Nothing better to watch than Candy Dolfer on that stage
Oh, yeah.
with saxophone. But there are
remarkable.
so many others. Leo Green comes to mind. He's been on this show.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. He's a member of the Van Alumni Band. They're performing all over Europe right now. Members of the Van Morrison Band from years past, recreating Van Morrison music. They've also got a brand new album coming out. Leo will be back to talk about that soon.
I love that. Nice.
But I am so grateful to you, Max. I've known you for a reasonable period of time, come to appreciate you and the artistry that you are a part of. Big fan of the Mavericks, and God bless Raul, and hoping and praying that he can get back on a stage again.
Yes. Nothing would bring so many of us more joy.
There is nothing,
especially him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
he's been toughing this out for a good couple of years, and we know how that goes. But man, we just saw him a couple months ago. I can't remember where it was, and put on just a brilliant performance. And you were right there. So I look forward to that again. Anyway, my sincere thanks to you, my friend, for making the time. We will put up your website, and we will direct our viewers all over America to check out Max Abrams and his new solo efforts. And I wish you all the best going forward.
Michael, thank you, my friend, and give Franklin a treat for me, baby.
Right here in my heart and right there on the ground. Okay, my friend.
I love
it, Max. Thanks,
Michael.
Very much. All right, folks, stand by. We'll be right back with more, and you'll see the Mavericks and Max Abrams on this stage right here on the French.
One, two, one. And so it begins, both in virtue and sin. There's no wrong or right. Red chasing blue, painting blood on the moon on a summer night. The name of the game's still the same. We don't lose either up or down. Play, baby, play one more game. Won't you stay for another round? Dress up to pretend the charade never ends. Here we go again. In the name of the game, there's no shame, there's no blame when you play to win. Steal a dance, leap of faith, take a chance while you're waiting. Roll the dice, paradise once or twice. Are you playing? Stakes are high, double down one more time for a heartache. Yeah, yeah. When you play the game. Steal a dance, leap of faith, take a chance while you're waiting. Roll the dice, paradise once or twice. Are you playing? Stakes are high, double down one more time for a heartache. Yeah, yeah. When you play the game, the name of the game's still the same. We don't lose either up or down. Play, baby, play one more game. Won't you stay for another round?
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Franklin Show. I am privileged to introduce to you a world-famous photographer of rock and roll. And by the way, Sue Plummer, I'm so happy to have you on the show. You were referred to me by a mutual friend. We won't name her because she doesn't like the publicity. But
well, Terry is my partner in crime. So
and Terry Bomarito Holmes was my partner on the radio for years.
Oh, see. I think she better call in.
Yeah, right. Well, I invited her to be on the show, and she, of course, says, well, I have nothing interesting to say. And I said, well, that's a given. But nonetheless. So, all right, so here's the thing. When I began to look you up and you type in Sue Plummer, what you get are a whole bunch of attorneys who are looking for an opportunity to start a litigation against a bad plumber. So I don't know if that's ever been an issue for you, but I'm telling you right here and now.
That's funny.
Yeah. But all right, aside from that,
no relations.
You have an unbelievable collection of rock and roll photography, and you have a website, and I have gone and I am just awestruck. Now, I'm presuming that you never have to pay for a concert ticket, or am I wrong?
Well, I hadn't for about 40 years there, you know.
Then what happened?
And then I, you know, things changed, and I did some traveling, kind of traveled around the world a little bit with my husband, and came back, and I'm still shooting. I do it a little bit less, well, quite a bit less, because obviously the business has changed. I mean, gosh, there's cell phones now, right? You know. But no, I still get some assignments here and there, and I just I'm more focused on sort of going through everything I've shot all these years and organizing my film photos from the film days, which is, oh boy, that's a lot of fun. Transferring that to digital and finding all kind of surprises, really, that I remember I shot, but gosh, where have they been all these years, right, in a box? So I'm pulling out all kind of things that I haven't seen in a long time, and it's pretty surprising and fun for me. But
well, it's probably actually fascinating to see pictures that you've shot from decades ago, and some of these iconic musicians are still performing.
Yeah,
and you know, it's kind of yesterday and today.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, I pulled out. Well, I worked for a trade magazine for the longest time. And then I would get assignments from other magazines too, but they always wanted black and white film or photos. Yeah. So I ended up buying a darkroom setup, did that, and I printed a lot of black and whites. And this is one of them that I came across just about a month ago, and it was a Mick Jagger of all things, and it was beautiful. I surprised myself. It really was nice, and. So I found that was a gem, and have a few other ones that I've been digging through. A nice Billy Idol. I'm sure Terry would like to see that one. In any case,
where did your assignment primarily come from?
Well, the trade magazine I worked for,
which was what?
Which was sort of an accident that I even hooked up with those people. But let me back up. When I started, I was just going to Pine Knob and having some fun, and brought my camera, which was just some automatic little GAF thing that I really didn't know how to use, you know, and I was taking snapshots from my seat. We had, my sister and I had like 4th row season tickets, so we had some nice seats to take some pictures from, right? So I remember taking, especially, this one sticks in my mind, a shot of Steve Perry from Journey, and he's got this yellow vest on with some, you know, it was a leopard vest or something, and it was just a beautiful pose. So I got this picture, put that in my book, blew it up, and I accumulated more over time and just made a book of these photos, and everybody I showed them to either wanted to buy them or said, hey, you gotta do something with these. So I was out in LA and went to visit a rock magazine, and the editor looked at my book and he said, where did you get these? And I said, well, shoot, I've been talking to you for 2 months, on the phone. This is before digital. I said, I took these from my seat. So he looked at one page, and it happened to be the Journey shot. And the next page was one from the band Chicago, Jimmy Pankow. The trombonist had this beautiful outfit on and was just focused just really perfectly with the trombone stretched out and everything. That one was in there. All kind of good shots in there. And he just said, you're hired. I said, okay.
Wow.
So he gave me an assignment for, who was it? Brian Ferry. He was actually playing out here at Meadowbrook. And that started it, really. So different magazines, wherever I could get assignments for, I would shoot. And then I'd run down to the Free Press and I'd show. Gary Graff just happened to start working at the Free Press at the time. That's how far back it goes. And I'd show him what I have, and he says, yeah, hey, I'll use this, I'll use that, show me what you got, And so I was, Sue Plummer, special for the Free Press, right? So
yeah,
I had a lot of shots on the front page of the entertainment section, full page, half page, that kind of thing. So,
well, you must have a great eye, because to be able to take audience shots, I mean, let alone, from your seat, as opposed to in the well in front of the artist.
In the pit, yeah.
Right. I mean, that's incredible that it started as simply as that.
Well, originally, I really I did it for the love of it. I didn't think that anything far enough in advance at the time. I wasn't forward thinking then. I just wanted to see the show, hear the show, pick up on the excitement of the audience, of the band, and then the audience and everything else, and catch the lights and the action and all that kind of stuff. It was just my vibe, somehow. And, of course, there's a lot of times you miss the shots and every other thing, but people get in the way or this, that, who knows what. But
that's the truest form of art, when you're doing something for the love of it.
Oh,
like I've been doing this show, the Franklin Show, for the love of it. Now they're throwing all this money at me, and they want me to then be responsive to their needs, and I won't be able to select the guests I want to talk to. So
yeah,
you know what? They can keep their money.
See?
Well, we'll discuss that.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously, I'm in awe of how you began your career so innocently like that.
Well, and I was very naive.
Well, naive or innocent, but you were doing something you had a passion for.
Exactly.
And you clearly have a talent, and they obviously so success follows, right?
Yeah. It kind of just snowballed, and I mean, and then the people that you meet out there, and it's, my gosh, I started out just shooting the shows and from the pit. Then, of course, you usually would get first 3 songs to shoot, and then you're out of the pit and you're, back and seeing the shots in your head, especially on film, that that you have, and you just hope that it came out as good as you thought it did, and a lot of them did, and gosh, and then it went to digital, which
right.
And that's a whole different bag. But I was a holdout. I stayed with film till, oh gosh, let me see. It was probably the late 90s by the time I went to digital. That's what a Dino I am. But I liked the film, and it was good. So, and then.
So you have published a book? Do you have a book?
No, I don't have a book. I haven't published any book. No.
I'm sure you're familiar with Henry Diltz, who is a famous rock and roll photographer as well. I had the great pleasure of meeting him out in Los Angeles. And, he's done legendary rock and roll covers.
Nice, yeah.
Everybody. And
so,
and
he's place, it's.
Yeah. And he's put out a book of his great imagery. I think that's something you should consider if you have.
Well, thank you. I've considered it. I don't really know where to start.
Well, I can help you with that. I have helped others, and I have published, and it's
Oh,
doable.
that's nice of you. Thank you. I
So
appreciate
there's a
that.
great interest in what you've got. You've got some great images on your website.
Well, that's, you know what, I put that website together rather quickly. I had, luckily I found a real good guy that would help me with this website. And
Was it your
And-
nephew by any chance?
no, it was, no, he's good at setting up live stream links to you. That's what he's good at. Thank God for him.
Yes.
But no, what were we just talking about?
I don't know what we were talking about. No, your
Oh.
website, that you had someone who helped you put that.
Oh,
together.
yes, right.
What is
So, and the reason I put that out, I was a holdout on that too, because I just, I didn't know how to put everything out. I didn't want to put everything out there because, people can just take it off the website and there goes your life's work. You know what I mean? So I had to figure out how to have that done. And in any case, I put that together because Pine Knob was having their 50th anniversary a couple years back here.
Right.
And I was invited to send in some photos for possible use on their wall, which they had a photo wall of 50 years, 5 decades of photos. And they wanted photos that would represent, a lot of the artists that had played. And so I ended up getting, I think it was 10 photos they used of mine to place on that wall. And it was a wall of, again, 5 decades of photos for the whole season outside one of the entrances at Pine Knob. And they're all kind of photographers that had, had their work up there also. And it was beautiful to see because it was everybody that was out there on this wall, played at Pine Knob, first decade, next decade and everything. It was just a time lapse basically of photos of everybody would, the crowd, whoever came in for what show would, I stood there one day just to listen to hear what they'd say about everybody's photos. Like, oh, I remember this, I remember that, and that was a good show. And remember when he did that, so it was really a nice thing, but that's why I put the website up, just to have something to say, hey, here I am,
And that was an honor for you, I'm sure.
Very big honor. Oh, I'm so grateful. And it was just, there were so many other good photographers there too that I'd shot with in the pit, and it was so nice to see everybody's work appreciated and, shown.
And they gave credit to you and the
Oh, yeah.
other.
Everyone. Yeah.
Right. That's
Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
great. Well,
And
I
there was
mean, first of all, Pine Knob has an illustrious history
Oh,
in the
gosh.
town and is also the highest grossing
Yes.
music theater in the country.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
for sure.
Did you ever in your life call it the DTE Energy Theater?
Hell no.
We used to laugh. I feel bad, although I don't feel bad for the folks at DTE. My power
Yeah, I
goes out
know.
here
I know.
constantly. Shame on you people. But anyway, the worst branding of any business I've ever seen, when they took over Pine Knob and tried to make us call it the DTE Energy Theater. No one. And I think they ran it that way for 20 some years.
Yeah, that was long enough. I was
We
so happy
always continued to call it Pine Knob, and when it came back as Pine Knob, it was like it never changed.
Oh, well, even the artists, they always get on stage. Have you seen the T-shirt? It's still Pine Knob to me, right?
It's nice to be here at Pine Knob.
Yeah.
It's nice to be here at the DTE Energy Theater.
Yeah, I know. It's too much of a mouthful.
That's
well, hey.
That's
but yeah, it's hey, I still wish they had the Hill. Remember when it first came out?
Of course. Well, when I grew up in the 70s, my wife and I would camp out on the hill, looking down on the people in the front row seats with like disgust. Like, what? Who would want to come to this beautiful venue and be down there in those seats? Now, as I head into my 7th decade, there isn't a chance in hell that I want to be anywhere but other than in the pavilion, under a cover, and in the first half a dozen.
I'm with you. I tried that. I tried the hill. I should have said the walkway through the hill.
Well, first of all, you can get down, but then you have to get back up again. That's a problem now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I go with my nephew all the time.
The same guy that got you on TV today.
Yeah.
You want to mention his name because honest to
Jonathan.
God. Jonathan,
Yes.
thank you for helping out your wonderful aunt who could not figure out how to do this. And don't feel bad. There are a lot of people,
You know,
most of
I
them in
know
their
what I know.
90s, that
Yeah.
haven't been able to get on my show. So anyway, no, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
how funny.
It's a comical situation.
Yeah, I was just, you know what? I went into panic mode because we
Yeah.
had it all set up, and all of a sudden,
Well,
what? You know, no.
And the bigger my show gets, the less patience I have for this.
Oh
kind
yeah, I thought that about you.
Well, I am truly in awe of your wonderful talent. We will
Oh, thank
be,
you.
my crack team will be putting your website up here.
Oh my
People will
goodness.
be able to come and check out Sue Plummer and all the fine work. So of all the artists that you have photographed, I'm sure you thought about this.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite to photograph?
Let me get my list.
And
Of course.
did you meet any of them after?
Of course. Well, I should have said I ended up shooting a lot of the backstage meet and greets.
Oh,
So I've got to meet everybody from Aerosmith to ZZ Top. I mean,
well,
just
that's where I know you from, the backstage meet and greets, because I was
Yeah.
in every one of those. Yeah. That's
Oh, really? Which one?
No.
Well, listen.
Well, today
Yeah, go ahead.
I would insert myself backstage and no one would stop me. But, 20, 30 years ago, no, probably not.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I did shoot a lot of course, my favorite is Bob Seger, and then right after that is Chicago.
Mm.
And then right after that, there's a tie for whether it's Peter Wolf, Jay Giles, Aerosmith, especially to shoot. They're great. The Detroit bands, the Rockets, Romantics, Smokey, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Chris Isaac. Oh gosh, I should use my list.
Yeah. No,
There's quite a few of favorites, really, but Bob.
And have they been complimentary towards you, or were they difficult and wanted you to reshoot? And
Well, put it this way: I was at Pine Knob, and Chicago was playing, and I'd already done their meet and greets, and they knew me and my sister, everybody, my family. We'd seen them so many times, and the tour manager came out one night and said, "Hey, Sue, you want to shoot a tour book?" And I went, "Sure." So they had the runner. It was film days. I think it was like 1989 or something. And they had the runner go out, get the film, and said, "Go ahead." So I shot 2 shows at Chicago at Pine Knob, and 1 show in Nashville for them. And it was the Chicago Beach Boys tour. And it was their tour book for their Japan tour.
Well, they were annuals at Pine Knob for as many years as I can remember, the Beach Boys in Chicago.
I know.
And my wife and I spend a good deal of our time in Arizona
Nice.
at this point in our lives.
Do you rent out your place? I need a place to go this winter.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the show.
Okay.
After I receive your check for this appearance. But there's a theater there in the Round called the Celebrity Theater. And a lot of the iconic legendary bands perform there. Tommy James, Bill Medley from the Righteous Brothers.
Wow.
The Association. And recently as the spring, we saw Peter Cetera in Chicago.
Oh.
And man, it was fabulous.
Oh.
I don't care what you say, even years later, those are the songs of our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
And they hold up and the audience goes crazy. They sounded great, with all of that, the horns and the overproduction that Chicago was.
Yeah.
They put out a killer show to this day.
They do. I don't know how they can move after this. I mean, they're, in their 70s. So, it's like, how can Jimmy still blow that trombone, and how can Lee do the trumpet? It's just.
Hey, man, I was just in Belfast for Van Morrison's 80th. And I was with this guy. You know who that guy is? Can you see? That's a guy from the Rolling Stones.
Yes, Ron Wood.
Yeah.
Isn't it Ronnie Wood?
Yes, it was Ronnie Wood.
Yes.
He played with
I've met him once.
on Van's 80th birthday at the waterfront in Belfast. And I got to spend time with him and Van and the entire, there was
Van
a whole.
Morrison. Wow.
Yes. It's great.
Wow.
So they continue to perform. God bless them all. And those that do, I think it's what keeps them going, you know?
Well, what else? This is their life's work too. I mean,
Their life's
how
work,
can you
and
stop? You can't.
if they've maintained themselves physically
Sure.
and mentally, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop, and why should they? You know, there are plenty of people out there that want to see them, and some of them just look incredibly great at 80 some years old. You know,
That's true.
when you think about Mick Jagger and Keith Richards and this guy Ronnie, I mean, they look like they're in good shape for men of their age.
Well, hey, I'll buy a ticket for them any day. Those guys, if I can go see them again somewhere.
The never-ending tour.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, all right, Sue, I so much appreciate you being here. I am, like I say, this was a happenstance, kind of an heat. And when
next time I'll be prepared.
Terry said, you know, you should talk to my friend Sue Plummer, and I said, yeah, you're probably right, I should. And you were just as gracious and available as can be, and I'm glad that we did this today.
Well, thank you, and it was a pleasure, really. I don't even know what the heck we talked about. The time went by so fast. I mean,
it does that. Well, you'll see it, you'll hear it, and you'll take your time paying for it, as Mr. Bell said.
All right, what do I call Terry when I hang up?
No one pays to be on my show. I don't get paid to be on my show. And it's really all about Franklin, the star of the show.
I know, isn't that
the
sweet?
vessel.
Such a sweetie. All right, the dog.
All right,
Franklin.
God bless you, my dear. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Folks,
you.
We'll be right back with more riveting entertainment right here on the Franklin Show. Don't touch that guy, as if you could get up anyway.